All right, Ignacio. So technically, when we talk about qualifying, okay, there's two different methods. Okay, now method number one, okay, is service. So your job, okay, when you're talking to customers, when you're asking them questions, is to determine if we're going to go and use the approach of service to convince them, or are we going to use savings? Now, do you know the difference?
Well, savings, obviously the customer's looking for a cheaper price. Service, they might not be too phased by the price if it goes up or down from what they're already paying.
Okay, now you're right as far as savings. Let's say, for example, they're paying 140, okay?
Right.
And we have, let's say, 110. Now, our main approach is going to be savings. We're saving you $30, so 30 times 12, we're looking at almost $400. So our main focus is going to be based on savings. Why? Because we're saving them, over $400 throughout the whole year. Now, service. Now, when we talk about service, let's say, for example, the customer is not, let's say they have Adriana's, for example, and they're not satisfied with their service. Okay, let's say, for example, they walk into the office with the intention of making some changes on their policy, and the service that they received was horrible.
Okay.
So when you ask a customer, have you had any negative situations, okay, then they're going to open up and they're going to tell you, yes, you know what, I actually just came from the office. I went there a couple of days ago, and I wanted to make some changes on my policy. They treated me bad. So technically, your approach, your main focus is going to be service.
Right.
Because they had a bad experience.
Right.
So now they're willing to pay more. Why? Because they're looking for satisfaction. They're looking for someone to give them the time to go through details, to treat them the way they want to be treated. Does that make sense?
Correct.
So technically, once again, when you're qualifying the customer, your job is to determine, are we going to go based on savings? Is that the approach that we're going to use? Are we going to do math? Are we going to use calculations to convince them? Okay, are they going to get convinced based on how much money we save them? Are we going to be able to charge them more because we're saving them a lot of money? Or are we going to use service and emphasize on the fact that, the service that we offer here is completely different than obviously the service from any other agency.
Right.
And we're going to demonstrate that our service is a lot better by educating the customer, reviewing their coverages, making sure that they know exactly what type of coverages they're choosing. Okay, we're going to give them a lot of examples, right?
Right.
A lot of examples to demonstrate, to justify that the options that we're giving them is the best one. Okay, so technically we're going to gain their trust by giving them so much information. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So once again, service is based on information, based on the treatment, based on making them smile. Okay, you got to make them smile, make them feel comfortable. Okay, or savings. Once again, the more we can save them, the more money we can save them every single month, the more money we can save them throughout the whole year, and the more money we can charge them today. Okay, so once again, service and savings. All right.
Perfect.